by Riverside.
And welcome to Caffeine Connections. This is the highlight editions. And my name is Angelina Griffin. Most know me as Angie Griffin. And I am the host of Caffeine Connections, the meetup. And now I guess you can call this a podcast. So, I realize I've been hosting these highlights and doing these interviews, and I never really gave an introduction of Caffeine Connections and the purpose behind doing the highlights. So, first and foremost, I want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Don't take your time for granted. And I'm going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can because I know the interviews are long enough, right? So, but there's a reason behind that. First and foremost, Caffeine Connections is a meetup. You can find us on meetup.com. It was started approximately, I guess, about 2 years ago, going on 2 years now. After myself, I had been searching around for a professional network. I was a member of the most popular, probably one of the most popular networking groups in the world, BNI. I was a very proud BNI member for a couple of years. Shout out to BNI. And, I found a really good home with BNI when I was in the Orlando market with Gold Partners. Loved it, right? When I first moved to Florida and started the new business, Value Family Legacy, I didn't really know who to connect with professionally. And I came across a person who introduced me to BNI, and it was such a really great fit, right? The people in that BNI group embraced me. And really, I started getting business immediately just because it was a need. So once I relocated from that and moved over to the Tampa Bay side of Florida, I didn't really feel connected to those BNI groups, honestly. I didn't feel the connection like I did with Gold Partners. I didn't feel a connection with the people. And truth be told, I was looking for more people that looked like me. I've been an advocate for supporting Black business. As a Black business owner, I wanted to be able to help support and serve those that look like me. Not anything against those that don't, but I'm always looking for an opportunity to serve those that look like me, and be able to share resources. So I looked and I looked and I didn't really find anything. Not to say there wasn't anything. Um, I did come across a Black Chamber of Commerce. As a matter of fact, in Tampa, I think there was a couple of them, maybe a few. And what I realized, if I had joined that particular organization, I probably would have had to give up a little bit more time that I had. So imagine relocating from one area to another, having to reestablish myself. I didn't have the capacity. So I said, okay, well, what can I do? So I went on Meetup, went looking again for more virtual connections. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find what I was looking for. So something just said, create it. And that's exactly what I did. And almost 2 years later, here we are. The Caffeine Connections members that come week over week have been such a blessing. I mean, we have members that have been coming since, I want to say since day one, not technically day one, at least within maybe the first month or so, that may not come regularly, but they still show up because they remember and they know that every Friday at 8 o'clock a.m., if no one else is going to be there, Angie's going to show up. And the purpose is for us to connect. We're connecting professionally, but this is not your typical meetup. This is not your typical networking event. We're there to talk about us. It's organic, it's holistic, it's not scripted. We're here to talk about wherever the spirit leads us. But first and foremost, I did take a little model from BNI, which is introductions. I allow for each person that attends to introduce themselves to people, where they're from or where they live, what they do and how we can help, right? So that is the basis of Caffeine Connections. We're looking to connect. We're looking to build relationships. That is so important and instrumental in Caffeine Connections practices, to build relationships so we can build trust. right? So that's why I appreciate Caffeine and Connections members that have been coming loyally week after week. And I understand not every Friday people are going to be available. So those that do show up literally every week, I'm so grateful. Even those that don't show up every week but still show up. I mean, I'm grateful for that, the fact that they, trust Caffeine and Connections as a space that they want to come and share. Even if they're not coming to promote any service or resource for themselves, they might want to either help someone else, or they might know someone else that can possibly help another member of Caffeine and Connections. And that's the beauty of us connecting and meeting every week. So Caffeine and Connections highlights kind of stems from that. With BNI, one of the things that I actually loved was the fact that we were able to do one-on-ones with BNI members across the world. So I said, we need to figure out how to do one-on-ones here. Like, remembering, yes, we meet every Friday morning at 8 o'clock, but again, the goal is to build relationships. And a way to do that, is to show up every week, but we're only meeting for 1 hour. So maybe we exchange phone numbers and make connections outside of the meetup group on Fridays. And the Caffeine and Connections members said, Angie, we think you need to take this Caffeine and Connections to the next level. And the idea of a podcast came forth. So, best case scenario for me would have been to record our Friday meetups, because I feel like they're so powerful because they are organic. So, you never know what's going to happen any given Friday. Again, sometimes people don't show up. So it was okay, well, let's do something. And that best thing was to do our one-on-ones, or my one-on-ones with each individual members, and highlight them through this YouTube channel, Caffeine and Connections, and have them as highlights and make it a podcast. So what we're doing is sharing the story. We're sharing the story of our members, those who are coming. Even if you come one time, you're considered family. So you're considered a Caffeine and Connections member. And we want to be able to share the story, whether you're a business owner, or if you work a, corporate 9 to 5, whether you are a flight attendant or a janitor, it doesn't matter. I guess the big thing is to know the story, because the one thing I always say about us, especially Black people, is that our stories, they're ours. And the one thing that I appreciate about us is we are who we are, and that can never be taken from us, but we should be able to preserve our history and be able to tell our story and be able to have it documented and archived. So this is my part, and being able to provide that within this platform. So please, thank you again, and please join us, right? For these, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So anytime you see a video pop up, whether it's a short or a full-length video, you'll be able to catch it. And so it's greatly appreciated. Just know that we don't take, you for granted, nor your time. And we appreciate you sharing and subscribing and telling other people about Caffeine and Connections, our YouTube channel, as well as our meetup. Again, I'm Angelina Griffin, and that's my time. Have a blessed day. Hope to see you on Friday.